Hello, for whoever is watching. I have been asked to go through two specific balancing problems. The problem that the student says that they are having is they just keep going back and forth and it just loops over and over and over again and they haven't found a solution. And unfortunately, that's sort of what balancing ends up being. You kind of have to be patient and persistent, but let's go through these together. Okay, I'm going to use the chart model here, and I have already set it up. I'm going to go ahead and write in my values. So I have 2 and 1, I have 6 and 2, 2 and 3. Now, because on one side we have pairs, so this is always going to come in a pair, which means that because this always comes in a pair, then this will have to end up being an even number. So 2, 4, 6, we'll see what it ends up being, but it has to be even, promise you that. You want to start off by balancing our carbons. So I'm going to add a 2 over here, and that'll change this to a 2, so now our carbons are balanced for now, but it'll also change our oxygen to a 4 plus 1 is 5. You can clearly see that our hydrogens on the right are too few. So I'm going to add a coefficient in front of my water molecule. And so right now we want to match 6. And to get to 6, I'm going to write the coefficient 3. And this changes everything in our table once again, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. So now we have 6 hydrogen, and so 3 water plus 6 gives us 9. 9 oxygen on our right hand side. You will notice that it's not an even number. I told you right off the bat that we would need this to be an even number, so that's not going to work out. But we'll keep going, solving the problem in our usual route. So we have too many oxygen on our right-hand side, so I'm going to change our coefficient. The closest I can get is 8, 10, so I'm going to try putting a 5 here, so that'll give us a 10 oxygen, but we're screwed on the other side. So I'm going to try changing this coefficient in front of the water to a 4. And, at least that's an even number, so that's positive. It is getting us closer to the right answer. So now on the right-hand side, I have 8 hydrogen. 8 hydrogen, and 4 plus 4 is 8 oxygen. Okay, well, we have too many hydrogen on the right-hand side, so I'm going to add a 2 over here. That officially changes our number of hydrogen on the left-hand side to 2 times 6 is 12. And that changes our number of carbons to 4. So we're all over the place. It's totally messed up. Don't worry. Here's where the persistence comes in. I promise you'll get there. Combustion problems are challenging, no doubt about it. So we now have 4. I'm going to go back to that carbon and change that, or carbon dioxide, and change that to a 4, which gives us 4. Surprise, surprise. And it's also going to change our oxygen, which becomes 8 plus the 4 we already have here. So that's 12, right? Okay, so our carbon is good to go, but our hydrogen and oxygen is not good to go. So I need to make this water molecule have the same number of hydrogen on our left-hand side. So I need 12, And in order to get 12 hydrogen, I'm going to add a coefficient of 6, because 6 times 2 is 12. And that officially changes our number of hydrogen. Okay, we're getting closer, and it might also change our, well, it will change our number of oxygen. So we have 6 plus 8, which becomes 14. And now the only thing unbalanced is our oxygen over here. And so we have an even number of oxygen on our right-hand side. That was the goal all along. Notice our 6 is an even number. So to get to 14 oxygen, all I'm going to do is put a 7. So 7 times 2 is 14. Thank goodness it's finally balanced. You noticed that, or well, you probably noticed that that took a ton of flip-flopping back and forth. That's okay. Just be persistent. That's my best advice. You'll get there eventually. Sometimes the numbers are pretty big. Notice we have coefficients of 2, 7, 6, and 4. So be patient. Just keep working on it. If there's something that is high on this side, then raise it on this side. It'll work out in the end if you're persistent. And don't assume that you automatically have made a mistake, but if you think you might have, it's okay to just double check your coefficients. So like midway through, if you say you have 4 here, then just double check that 2 times 2, yep, that's 4. I didn't make a mistake there. Or 2 times 6, yep, that's 12. I didn't make a mistake there. And it's okay to double check your numbers as you're working through it. Anyhow, let's go to the next one. Oops-a-daisy. That was asked for. So, let's make a chart. Okay, I've made my chart. I filled it in. Okay, where to start? So, starting out, nitrogen is already balanced. Oxygen is already balanced. Hydrogen is not. So, I'm going to start there. I need to add a coefficient over here. So, 2 times 2, that forces this to be 4. And also we'll change the number of oxygen. So we have 2 and 1 is 3. Okay, you'll notice we have that same oxygen problem as before where we have an even number over here. So either they both need to be odd, so both odd, which will give us an even number effectively, or both even. Okay, so those are our options for our coefficients here. If you end up with like a 3 and a 2, that's not going to work because one is odd and one is even, and we'll get a sort of a total odd number of oxygen, which is not what we want. So just like thinking ahead, okay? So now we have more hydrogen on the right-hand side and more oxygen. So we're going to need to go ahead and change both of those. So I'm going to start with my hydrogen. We'll change that to a 2, which means our nitrogen is now a 2, and our hydrogen is now a 6, because 2 times 3 is 6. And I'm also going to change my oxygen, so that becomes a 2, which makes all of this be a 4, and I'm just going to rewrite those numbers. Okay, now we've totally screwed everything up, but don't panic, because like I said, persistence is key. Even though it looks like everything is unbalanced, that's okay. We will get there. So whenever possible, try and go back to the metals and the nonmetals. You always want to try balancing the hydrogens and oxygens last. So I'm going to balance that nitrogen. So that becomes a 2, which means this becomes a 2 and this becomes a 4. Which, you know, you would think would be totally exciting because our nitrogen and our oxygen are balanced, and now all we have to do is balance the hydrogen, but our hydrogen is attached to the oxygen, so don't get too excited yet. we're only partway into this process. So I'm going to turn this into a 3, which will make that a 6 now, but it screws up our oxygen. So now we have a total of 5 oxygen, which means we have to flip-flop back to the left-hand side to fix those oxygen. So I'm going to try making that a 3, and this becomes a 6. So we have our nitrogen balanced, our hydrogen balanced, but our oxygen is not balanced. So if you remember, I said that we would need to make both of these odd or both of these even. So I'm going to try to make this an even number because this one is already even. So there's lots of different choices whether you want to use this oxygen or this oxygen to balance. It doesn't matter too much which one you do, okay? Because you'll get to the same place regardless of which way you choose. So I'm gonna work with the water, I think. So that becomes a 4. Oh my goodness, this is such a long process. So now we have 8 hydrogen, and we have 2 plus 4 is 6 water, which means now that our hydrogen's messed up again, so we have 8 over here, we get to go over to the other side and add some more hydrogen. So now we have a 3 in front of this compound, which changes our nitrogen to a 3, and our hydrogen, 3 times 3 will be 9. Holy cow, so as you'll notice, a lot of flip-flopping back and forth. I'm going to make it easier for myself. If you continue to flip back and forth, that's okay. It's definitely a method that works. It helps if you try and recognize trends. So for instance, I recognize that currently we have a 9, so a 3 times a 3, that will not work because we have hydrogen paired here, so it can't be an even number. I'm going to save myself some going back and forth by changing this number to a 4. We can really only go up. So I'm going to change that to a 4, which changes our other values. So we now have this and this changed. So we're left with 4 nitrogen and 12 hydrogen. In the effort to balance both of those, I need to change our nitrogen coefficient and our hydrogen coefficient. So I'm just going to erase this because I know those will change, and I know that this will change. So, oh goodness, I forgot what we had in front. Okay, I rewound our image, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, because I know that this needs to become a 4, so that this becomes a 4. And initially we started out with 4, but I know that it needs to equal 12, so I'm going to put a 6 here. So now we have 4 nitrogen, 12 hydrogen, and 4 plus 6 is 10. We are so close, I can taste it. We're going to change our coefficient in front of this oxygen to be a 5, so that we get 10. So you have asked me to solve 2 complicated problems, and the reason they are complicated is because we have things like our oxygen split up. So our oxygen is split up. We also have things like even hydrogen on this side and uneven hydrogen on this side. And so these different elements go into making a balancing problem more challenging. And eventually you will get into the practice and habit of noticing these elements and sort of being able to predict what our coefficients will look like in order to make these elements work with each other. So it's definitely practice. These are some challenging problems, so my best advice is persistence. Take a breath, move on to a different problem if you are stuck, and come back to it later. Hopefully that helps. Good luck. Happy balancing.